I did take a call. I was asked to take a call with Mike called me up and with the Agree folks. They said, hey, we'd like to show you some things that we're doing for the site. So I came to the meeting prepared to listen. I wasn't there to offer suggestions, change their site plan, any of those types of things. But I got to admit, I was a little surprised that the traffic study was done on November 4th. That's election day. So the largest employer, General Motors, they're closed. The schools are closed. I don't know about TACOM. I mean, but you take those two out of play. I mean, it's maybe like Christmas
Excuse
morning.
me, sir, your time's almost up.
It's maybe like Christmas morning. So I guess at the end, I had a lot to talk about, but at the end of the day, I respectfully request that this project be denied.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. Anyone else like to speak on this item? Good evening, sir.
Good evening. My name is Jordan Siegel. I'm the attorney for Waltonin Engineering. I spoke to you once before at the previous meeting. I'm here to speak to you again. I think first what I'd like to do, I'd like to ask you to be a little nice with the timer. I have a lot to respond to Mr. Lennon. But in short, I'd first like to start by saying, I mean, we had a meeting with them in which we asked at the end for more time to review their submissions, and they said, no, we want you to give us your changes that you would make to our site plan right now. We're unable to do that at that time because we are not engineers, and we need to have a full and fair opportunity to review the materials. The same reason that you heard GM call in and say they need a full and fair opportunity to review the materials. You don't have to take the site plan and traffic study that you've been presented with at face value. They've admitted that it was suspect, at least in the fact that, as we've discussed, it was the data was collected on a less than normal day. And so and now maybe they might think, well, we suspect or we think we might have reasons to think that it might be fine. Well, we're engaging a traffic engineer to give you an actual study that will give you the actual data that you need to make this decision appropriately. If you can't do that, they cannot say that you've been presented with all the information that you need to render an opinion that the site plan and the materials they provided are complete and accurate. And without that information, you do not have a proper record to make the decisions upon which they're asking you to make. So they don't meet the ordinance that they claim they do. The fact that they're not asking for a variance is immaterial if they don't meet the ordinance to begin with. It is in your discretion. It is your judgment that matters here, and you are entitled to have a full documented evidence on the record of what the traffic is, what the traffic will be, and that only happens if we have the opportunity to conduct our own traffic study and review the materials that have been presented. We've been in discussions with the city attorney's office through our FOIA request. Those materials are not going to be available until, I note, tomorrow. I'm seeing from the city attorney.
I'm sorry, I have record that we produced the documents.
Right, some of the
Sorry.
documents,
Sorry.
and we have sort of further discussions to be had in that regard. But the fact of the matter is, the documents in front of you are admittedly suspect because they admit that the traffic study was not done on under optimal normal conditions. We want the opportunity to give you the real information. You've heard from people here today say, look, the experts can say whatever they want. Our real world experience tells us this is going to be an unsafe driving area. And we want the opportunity
Sir,
to present you with that information.
that was your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak on this item? Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Michael Wiegand, property owner at the gazebo. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the community for nearly 51 years of patronage and support, and the gratitude and appreciation I have for what we apparently mean to the community. It really gets me. With that being said, I don't know, some of you may or may not know, I actually live within sight of the gazebo, so this is my neighborhood and something that I didn't consider without great thought but with the changing trends in social entertainment, catering, and my personal family obligations, I really appreciate your kind consideration in allowing me to move on to the next chapter of my life. It's time for me to end this one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this item? Oh, you're with the petitioner, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait
we're
till
going to
I-
close out the public hearing, then we'll get back with you on that. Anyone else from the public like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll turn over to the commission. Need a motion?
Motion to postpone till we get the full traffic study that was being asked for, which is gonna come through tomorrow, and also considering the new business item that I saw regarding a resolution for limiting gas stations in the city of Warrenton. Please.
Go ahead.
A motion to postpone is not debatable, but I would like to add the item on the agenda later would not apply retroactively to
Okay.
active applications. It would not, it would apply prospectively. And city council has ultimate say.
Okay. A motion to postpone due to not having a full traffic study done at this point.
Support.
There's a motion by Commissioner Morris, support by Commissioner Duzay. Discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Hold 1 second, sir.
The traffic study is complete, and it actually addresses all the things that were identified in the first call. The traffic engineer can speak to that, and maybe that will affect, the motion being made.
Thank you,
It's a very
sir.
thorough and complete study.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if we get a call from GM, and in all my years on planning, I don't think I've ever heard GM calling in and wanting more information or otherwise. That's one, and that's why I supported the motion. Two, the width of these driveways, the prints have them at 40 feet, and you're saying that the Macomb County Department of Roads wants 30 feet on the driveways in and out of it? Which one is it?
Macomb County is looking for 30 feet. We revised the plans to reflect 30 feet.
30 feet really makes it even worse. I don't know how you take a tanker truck and out of the right lane on Mound, well, let's back up. How do you plan to get the trucks to supply gasoline in and out of this facility?
So in the presentation, there was a truck route plan. They would enter the site on Mound Road and exit on 13 Mile. So this is a part of the materials that were reviewed and approved by the County Road Commission, so it meets their standards. I will say that in terms of the fueling trucks specifically, those are exclusively done in the lowest traffic hours of any day, usually,
Well, I'd hope so, yes.
correct. So, in the hours of 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. is typically what they target to actually fill.
Well, that's a plus, but I still have a problem with the 30-foot width. I think it ought to be more, because I don't know how you take a truck that big and pull it in there. That's one. Two, where does the truck where are the tanks at? Let's put it that way.
If you look to the image on the right, I don't know if you, can you see what's
Yeah,
being presented?
Yes.
So that hashed area in the southern portion of the property, those are the tanks.
okay. And you're gonna have, what, 3 tanks, 4 tanks?
There's 2, I believe.
One for regular gas, one for premium, so you're not gonna have diesel here?
One for regular, one for, the petroleum tank has 2 containers inside of it for the premium, I believe, and then there's a separate tank for diesel.
Okay. But personally, I don't know how you get a truck to make that turn, go in and out of it, and then coming out of it onto 13 Mile Road. It's in the middle of that slow-down lane going into northbound Mound. I've been through that corner hundreds of times, and every time I get near it, it worries me, because it's the turn and then you have the slow-down lane on the right side. I understand what you want to do and how you want to do it, but it just doesn't work for me, from what I see. And I agree with the traffic study to put it, to see what GM comes up with, based on the fact that, okay, they don't know how all this is gonna go, but first of all, I'm very, very dubious about any traffic studies at this point in time, because 696 is closed down. And after everything's said and done, I've never seen backups on north, south, or east and west the way I'm seeing them now, even before 696 was put in. Hopefully that will alleviate itself soon. I think this is a nice development, but I don't like the location of it. And that's why I agree that if we can do something, with GM's approval, with the people that live around its approval, I think we can move forward with this. Now, to Mr. Wiegand, I love your place. The food was always excellent, the service was perfect, and it really breaks my heart to see you have to close. But we're running out of halls also. DiCarlo's south of 10 Mile Road closed. You're going to close. That leaves the Ukrainian Center and Bellagio, if I'm not mistaken. And then the ones on, what is that?
13 Mile?
13 Mile Road. I'd like to get more information on it, and I've been doing enough running around and looking at this to justify it, and let's see what the traffic study comes up with in the future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
Just one question. When you say the traffic study in the future, are you referencing a separate traffic study than the one we provided?
I'm referencing what GM wants to do.
I think, for what I understood in the call with GM was requesting that we provide a traffic study.
And that's fine. If GM says go for it, then we might have a different discussion here. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, I would just add that the traffic study is complete, and the engineer will now speak to what it includes, which I believe is everything GM was saying it should include. Certainly, you're not saying GM should review a traffic study for this. This is a city obligation to review, but go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, my apologies for interrupting earlier until now, so I apologize for that. As far as the traffic impact study, yes, we completed it. We understand, there was some concerns over a Tuesday count that also spilled over into Wednesday. That's why we took it a step further, and we did get counts that were from almost a year ago. So 676 wasn't closed at that time, and so we did look at more than one avenue, and we even went above and beyond and increased volumes on 13 Mile Road on the east leg by 25%, even though our count was higher than the count that was done about 10 months ago. We feel the traffic impact study we did according to the Institute of Transportation Engineers Trip Generation Manual, 11th edition, used Synchro version 12. So all the latest traffic requirements were MDOT pre-qualified for traffic impact studies, registered professional engineer in the state of Michigan, and also professional traffic operations engineer. So this isn't the first traffic study I've done. As I indicated earlier, what makes this site work better in terms of traffic is that you have and are limited to right-in, right-outs. So we don't have a left turn movement into this development. They are right-in, right-outs. If I could also talk about the truck turn movement. So those truck turns are, and the fueling station truck, those are actually modeled and used with Auto Turn, which is it's an actual truck turning template of the exact fuel truck that will be using that. And as you heard from Josh indicate, those deliveries are made well off of off-peak hours. So they're made sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, so that you don't have those kind of issues. So we understand your concern over the width of the driveway, but it clearly does work. The Road Commission has agreed with the truck turn. So I'm not sure what delaying is going to do in that respect. Also delaying in terms of GM when they indicate a traffic impact study, well, one's already been done. Again, it clearly shows, I think the biggest item and one of the biggest concerns is what that queue length would do, extending back to the east, and does it extend beyond the site driveway? And it clearly is about 80 feet short of the site driveway. So we feel the traffic impact study before you is accurate. It shows exactly what the queue length is going to do. We also compared it with a prior count that was done on not only 13 Mile, but also on Mound Road. And we do feel that the information is correct. So again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Any other commissioners want to comment on this? You're done? 1 second, sir. What you got to say, Mr. Chair? May I have the floor? Yeah, with your mic on. Turn your mic on.
I can't talk to the petitioner?
Well, you got to have the floor to talk. You got to say, may I have the floor, and then you can talk to the petitioner.
Petitioner, Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman?
Yeah, there you go.
Petitioner, please. Petitioner, come up, please. I just have 2 questions. How many times do the tankers refill that station?
No, I don't know the answer to that. Unfortunately, my engineer's not here. I do know it's multiple times a week.
Okay, a week, not during day. Once a day or less?
It's not multiple times a day.
Okay, and what are the hours that they normally deliver?
I'm sorry?
What are the hours that they normally deliver?
They normally deliver between 1 and 5 a.m. for the fueling truck. And that's the same with any large deliveries for the merchandise. Any deliveries that are done during peak hours are limited to very small vans or very small trucks.
Thank you.
Yep.
No more questions.
Any other commissioner want to speak? Our
If I
attorney
may,
would like to
Mr.
say something.
Chair,
Go ahead, Ms.
The motion on the floor is to postpone. If there is discussion, it should be limited to reasons for or against postponement, please.
Okay. So what we need to do is take a motion or take a vote on the motion to postpone.
Yes, if anybody has comments, they could comment on the postponement for or against.
Okay.
Postponement will allow some debate.
Okay.
Table will not, but a postponement will.
Okay. So that was a motion by Commissioner Morey, supported by Commissioner Duze. We need to vote on whether to postpone this or not. Roll call.
Commissioner Mori, I vote yes. Commissioner Duze?
Yes to postpone.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes to postpone.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Yes to postpone.
Commissioner Hogg,
Yes to postpone.
Commissioner Benecki,
No to postpone.
and then Commissioner Smith.
No to postpone. So we have 4 to 2.
5 to
Five. So the motion was to postpone it. I would like to make a comment on this. And, you know, everybody worries about the traffic study. The traffic design for this project is a great design. I reviewed the traffic study. I also visited the area during certain times. And even coming here tonight, I was coming up Mound, and people are cutting in and out, cutting cars off, jumping in and out of traffic. It's not the traffic, it's the people driving. Until people become more respectful with other people on the roads, you're gonna have a problem no matter where you are as far as traffic goes. And like I said, I think this is a good design, and I think that they did a very good job with the study. And I think it's in a good location, actually, because General Motors, they've got a gate coming off of Mound, going north, and they've got a gate on 13 Mile where they come out. So if people need to get gas, they don't have to go clear around the block to get gas. But like I say, the main concern seems to be the traffic study. And like I said, I think they did an excellent job on the traffic study. But it's not the traffic, it's the people. People are disrespectful to each other. Everybody wants to be first. They run up to the light, they cut in and out, they stop quick. And that's where all your accidents and stuff come in. So, to me, I felt that, you know, it was a good plan, but like I said, we have a vote 5 to 2 that they want to postpone it. So at this particular time, it's going to be postponed till, and the other comment I want to make too, this came before us in December, and it just came back before us today. They had plenty of time to get all their information together. They had plenty of time, not just a week, got a couple of weeks, a little over 2 weeks, to get the information together on this situation. And then they're gonna wait till the last minute and say, oh, well, we need to postpone it because we need more information. It doesn't take that much time to gather information. So that's my comments on the situation. If anybody else has anything to say, the vote was 5 to 2, so it'll be postponed to the next meeting.
Chair, I would like to make a comment on why I also voted against postponing it. I've been in Warren a lot of years, and I've gone down 12 Mile and 13, and GM has 3 lights just for their things on 12 Mile. And years ago, they used to use them. Now, a lot of people only work 1 or 2 days a week at GM. So I'm a little surprised at the call. The volume coming out of the plant is not an everyday like it used to be. That's why I felt the traffic didn't demand it for GM. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Worth, you want say something?
Yeah, just a question. What is it that you want the petitioner to do?
I really don't know of anything else they could possibly do.
I mean, other than the discussion seems to have been, what, a new traffic study or something, more information added to the existing traffic study? Or are they supposed to pay attention to some other aspect of the site? I would like to know, just so that the petitioner knows what to do next for the next meeting.
I understand your concerns, and I don't know what more we can ask the petitioner to do, because I feel that they've done a good job. And postponing it to the next meeting, I don't really think it's going to solve any other issues, because, like I said, it does meet the use. It meets all the requirements of the ordinances. And as a committee, I know a lot of people don't like it, as a committee, if it meets the ordinances, we have to approve it. If not, they can take us to court and sue us. That's another long, drawn-out thing. But that's not what we're here about. We're here to look at the situation logically and try to make a good decision on what needs to be done. Go ahead, Mr.
Mr. Chair, I still don't think this commission is finished. You postponed it. What is the reason or reasons? You must provide that to the petitioner. So, if the commission could perhaps continue their discussion, please let the petitioner know what they must do to satisfy the planning commission.
All right. So in that aspect, Mr. Commissioner Duzay, you want to state what you want the petitioner to do?
Well, first of all, I'd like to get the driveway widths finished up, and what's it going to be, 30, 40, 50, what? And I understand that we will go back and forth with the Macomb County Road Commission to get that done. The Macomb County Road Commission doesn't control 13 Mile, so why is 13 Mile Road, are you planning on leaving that at 40, or what are you doing?
What was shown on the plan, I believe, is 30. I can consult the engineer. But yeah, we originally had 40, as you know, on
Right.
Mound Road. The change was made to 30 based on the comments of the Macomb County.
And did you actually talk to them about making it possibly 50?
We did not, but we assumed they wanted it lower,
Fair
not
enough.
higher.
Are there any, there's no sidewalks, so I don't know if there's sidewalks further down the road. Mr. Wiegand would know better than anybody else.
We intend to have sidewalks, and I believe there are some existing. All the way around the property they exist.
All right.
Pardon me, but it feels like the planning commission is grasping for reasons to justify this decision to table us to another meeting or postpone. The traffic study is complete, the plan is complete, it meets the ordinance. This is hard to follow, to say the least.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Commissioner Duzay.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Go ahead, Commissioner Moore.
Well, I would like to give a little bit of reasoning for my postponement motion too. I think my first is especially doing the traffic study on an election day, not getting that accurate result. So if the Maiden Hughesner attorneys are also looking into these details, I'm interested in seeing what type of information they come up with to review that, because if they're going to be able to provide a little bit more info, I'm interested in looking at that information. Considering we're already thinking, I know this is something the attorney mentioned, we don't want this many gas stations in the city of Warren, right? So consider, I do want to keep, even though it meets every single requirement, I do want to see if this is, what type of impacts it's going to have to the community. We also have to consider the residents that live in there, the amount of accidents and everything that happens in Mount Road. If we do the traffic study on a day when it's usually less traffic, I think we're not getting the whole picture. So I'm interested in seeing other opinions about it.
Thank you. Commissioner
But
Ansar?
I'll just remind the planning commission that the traffic study wasn't even technically required. We were asked to do it and did it.
Excuse me,
Now
sir. Let me get the comment from the other commissioners, and then we'll get back with you on that.
May I,
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes.
What was your reason for postponement?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain it. First of all, I wanna thank Speedway for investing in the Warren, and I think we approved few of them, and that's another one you want to invest in Warren. So I wanna thank you for choosing Warren. At the same time, look, on Mound Road, I believe you have this is going to be the third speedway. 10 Mile and Mound, you have one, and 12 and Mound, we approved one. It is in under construction, and this is going to be the third one. So if I'm, okay, and also I believe that probably 7 or 8 gas station on Mound Road, just from within 14 mile. So I already raised voice in the commission in last few meetings that personally as a commissioner, I think that we have too many gas stations. So when my colleague, she motion for postponed, I was like, okay, we're gonna give them again chance to, see that traffic report. Otherwise, even though I would go against no, because I personally think that location, as my colleague Duze mentioned, that we really appreciate that you are choosing Warren and investing in Warren. That is, that's a good for the city, and it's going to help the city development. But location-wise, is not. If you pick another gas station and remodel it, or another location, we of course appreciate your investment in the Warren. But the location-wise, I personally think Mound Road is like kind of freeway, 50 speed limit, people driving 50, 60, and at the same time, GM is there, so 20,000, people they coming out in this road. So this is a huge thing. We have to look at everything. The safety, of course, we have to see it. At the same times, other things also we have to put in together before we make a decision. So postponing, I think we have another chance to review it before make our decision. Then we can make a correct decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Hawk, you and your comments? We're going to keep them short because we need to have a main motion
Yes.
other than postponement.
Thank you so much for the Speed gas company to decided to open another location. But the 13 Mile and Mound, this is a very critical area. This is a very critical area, and when people coming from the 696 and speed is going up to is a 50 speed limit, but it is going sometime we see 60 mile. And even though you are meeting all the requirements, but still we have to think about the public safety. And we have to listen the people living in the city. So I believe at this time we need further discussion, and I support to postpone this agenda today.
Commissioner Holowati?
Commissioner Chair, question to the attorney. Is it possible if I wanted to change my vote
There could be,
after this discussion?
there could be a motion to reconsider the postponement.
Pardon me?
There could be a motion to reconsider the postponement.
Okay.
And you voted on the favorable side, so yes.
I know, I understand. So I was just curious. Well, my thought was that to put the postponement, just allow maybe one more time for the petitioner to get with his neighbors to try to work it out. One more time, and also maybe give GM one last opportunity. If they don't respond, can't say they haven't had a chance to respond. Why they said, oh, we need more time. I've given them over almost like a month and a half. So that's my reason. Thank you.
So,
I'm support. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I made that clear. I apologize.
so now, the thing about postponing this is that I hear what everybody's saying, that they want the petitioner to do, but it's not anything that they haven't already done. So to try to get them to do more, and you can't tell them what more you want them to do, isn't gonna make a difference. And no interruptions, please. No interruptions, please. Thank you. No interruptions, please. So,
Mr.
Chairman, I don't think, I think that giving the petitioner a chance to get with Waltonin and with GM to make sure everything, if GM says go for it, they're getting a lot more people into GM at this point in time. So I have no idea how that's gonna affect the traffic study that they've got. I don't know. But if they can talk, give them a chance to talk some more about it, then that would be a good solution to all this. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, may I talk? Mr. Chair?
yeah.
Yeah. So my colleague, Mori, she mentioned that the traffic study you guys did it in November 4th. That was the election day. So she's requesting, and I'm supporting Mori's proposal that can you do it a regular day? And also, colleague Duze mentioned that if you can make arrangement meeting with GM, that will will be good. So we can make a decision, strong decision. So request will be a specific request. I'm requesting that can you do the traffic study again the regular day instead of any holiday or off day, so we can get the accurate information. So we can make decision.
And I think it's important. I think it's important to note in the presentation I addressed that. I mean, we have an MDOT count taken from December 14th of 2024, less than 10 months from when our count was done, and it's actually slightly lower, especially on 13 Mile Road, and that's why, just to be ultra conservative, which the study already is, we even increased our traffic count, which already is higher, by 25%, and the queue still did not back up beyond the 13 Mile Road driveway, the site driveway. So I think that's important to note. So you're asking us to go back and then also to try and have discussions with GM now, which I don't know if you've tried to contact GM. They're not exactly easy to get a hold of, and trying to have a meeting with them. I'm not sure what that's going to, sure. I'll stick to the traffic, but specifically the delay in trying to organize a meeting like that. But going back to the traffic count, yes, the traffic count was obtained also from MDOT. MDOT conducts the traffic counts just like we do. They use MyoVision just like we do. They're video camera collected. They're extremely accurate. We listed, you can see the MDOT site, the count location, and the count data from MDOT. So we, again, feel that the study as submitted is accurate, but thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I yield my floor.
So, we got a motion to postpone? Right. Because they don't want to reconsider. So it's
Attorney.
it's gonna last.
Mr. Chair.
I know. So we need to give them a date. But the thing about it, we haven't told them, other than you want them to talk with GM, what more you want them to do. And I guess that's what we're trying to figure out, what more exactly you want them to do that's gonna make a difference.
Talk to GM about it and talk to the Macomb Road Commission. At a minimum, those two.
All right, to the petitioner. Can you come up, please? Or Ron, do you want to say something? Ron, come up first.
I mean, trying to weigh everything that has been said, and thanks for your thoughts, and I appreciate it, frankly. But if there, you talked about a study, you talked about, I believe, a new study. I don't know that anybody's really said it, but if they do need to do another study, are they going to be able to do it by, I think, what, the 26th is the next, can't read it, 26th here it says in the, all right, that's only a couple of weeks, or will they need another month to run it to February 9th? So it's a question. I don't know. It depends on what what you're after here. And if you want another study and you don't think that the original study is that dependable, then you got to make sure it's clear what you want there. All right? I'm just trying, and by the way, I'm sort of in the middle on all this, but the fact of the matter is you do need to be clear to the petitioner on what you want. All right? I repeat that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. So what I'm gathering from the other commissioners is that they would like for you to talk with GM about the traffic study and see what GM says. Because they've got a lot of entrances in on Mound and 13 Mile. And like one of the other commissioners said, if their workforce is down, they're not going to have all that traffic anyway. But I guess the bottom line is they would like comment from GM. I mean, the lady was on Zoom and she didn't really want the project there, but the issue just seems to be the traffic study. And I don't know if GM could give you any more advice on what they could, maybe it's something that they could recommend that you could do to deal with the traffic study. But being we've got 5 commissioners voting and they voted to postpone it, will the next meeting be enough time, or we need another meeting?
Well, I think we're scratching our heads.
Yeah.
Because we have a very thorough traffic study that's been completed. It's been acknowledged across the board that we meet the ordinance. The notion that we would be postponed to have discussions with anyone is, I don't know that I've heard that before, unless it's something that a petitioner requests. But we are respectful of your decision and will consider it and go from there. I think that's the best I can say at this point.
Thank you, sir. Would the next meeting be a good time or the following meeting?
Why don't we just proceed with the next meeting?
That'd be
Simply because, and if it's, and it, as we consider, we may be in touch with the planning department regarding a potential change to that, but we need to decide internally, what our next steps will be and what amount of time we might need for those. And I suppose for now, putting us on for the next meeting would be preferred, and we may request a further postponement after we have the chance to consider all of the discussion tonight and these decisions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So we'll postpone this to January 26th. Item number 6B.
Item number 6B, site plan for a solar array system for the Electrical Industry Training Center, corner of 11 Mile and David Givens Road, 2277 11 Mile Road, parcel number 13-18-376-002 and 376-003 and 352-003. Section 18, Joe Scott and Motor City Electric Corporation, Robert Lincoln and Motor City Electric Corporation, PSP 250051. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here to tell us a little bit about your project?
Yeah, so we are submitting for installation of a 416 panel solar array on the Detroit Electrical Industry Training Center's, it's actually on the southwest side in the open lot there, located at 2277 11 Mile Road. The array is configured in 3 rows, represented in ES 101, the electrical site plan. The array is ground mounted and will cover approximately 20,000 square feet in area. It will be surrounded by a 6-foot chain link fence with an entry, and we will comply with the fire department's gate of entry. The array and fence are positioned well within the allowable setbacks according to the ordinances. We're not asking for any additional lighting as part of the ordinances. Because this is just a ground-mounted solar array, there is no impact to the sewer or the runoff. And that is pretty much the gist of what we're applying for.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current building. The building department has no objections. Engineering, preliminary review of this site indicates no difficulty in development. Police, the Warren Police Department does not foresee any problems with the solar array system. AT&T does not object to the proposed solar array system, but we do have facilities in the vicinity of this work. If Mystic indicates a conflict, please ask the petitioner to contact me. Comcast, in response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV and fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. DTE, no objection. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MDOT, the site is on MDOT's right-of-way. Any work, driveway modification, sidewalk work, water main tap, sanitary tap, drainage, and etc. on MDOT's right-of-way or changes to the drainage system that may impact MDOT system will require a permit. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
It is recommended that the site plan for a solar array system for the Electrical Industry Training Center be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plan shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, the site plan is missing pertinent required information. The plan shall be revised to include the following information. 1, the property lines, bearings, and distances. 2, the zoning shall be corrected and depicted on the plan and in the site data chart as follows. O, office district, and P, parking district, which is the east 100 feet of the property. Number 3, the parking lot shall be fully dimensioned and including the parking spaces and maneuvering lanes. Indicate the number of accessible parking spaces as required per ADA. Number 4, the parking provided shall meet section 4.32, subsection 19 of the zoning ordinance, which requires 1 parking space for each 200 square feet of floor area. Number 5, all existing and proposed lighting shall be indicated on the site plan. 6, indicate the surface of the ground on the site and in particular under the proposed solar arrays For example, is it grass, hard surfacing, etc.? And number 7, indicate the type and height of fence proposed to go around the new solar array system. B, a note shall be provided stating open storage of materials shall not be permitted on the site. And C, the site plan shall be updated to show the parking spaces and accessible parking spaces when 201 to 300 parking spaces are provided in a parking lot or facility, a minimum of 7 accessible parking spaces, with 2 of them being van accessible, shall be provided. D, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, poles, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. E, although a significant greenbelt with berms exists on the site, a 20-foot wide greenbelt consisting of 3 rows of arborvitaes and 2 rows of evergreen trees shall be provided when abutting residential zone properties. The petitioner may provide more and not less landscaping than the greenbelt requires. Based on the survey provided and the planning staff's observations, most of the greenbelt along the north and west property lines, where it abuts the R3 and R5 districts, meets or exceeds the greenbelt requirements. However, in the locations where trees are missing, the plan shall be updated to include additional evergreen trees and/or arborvitae shrubs, per section 2.26B of the zoning ordinance. F, a note shall be provided stating all landscaped areas shall be automatically irrigated. G, a trash enclosure shall be provided on the site plan with the following note stating a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 feet by 10 feet shall be constructed of 6-foot-high brick embossed poured concrete walls with 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10-foot by 18-foot concrete pad that provides an 8-foot-wide apron. Masonry blocks shall not be used as a construction material. Number 2, the 3 parcels identified as 13-18-376-002, and then 003, and 13-18-352-003 shall be combined into one parent parcel. An application shall be submitted to the planning department requesting the approval of the combination. And number 3, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division. 3A, variance may be required to waive required parking. B, a use variance to allow the solar array system in an office district. And if approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. Then number 4, a performance bond in the amount of $26,400 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $880,000 by the petitioner. And this ends the recommendation.
Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. This is a public hearing. If anybody would like to speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Commissioner Chair, make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Duzay. Discussion?
Okay, can the petitioner step forward, please? Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for waiting. Appreciate it. Couple just quick questions. Do you have any problems with the recommendations that our planning department have put forward this evening?
No, we submitted a new site survey. I think there was some confusion as to what was on the site surveys versus the site plan. A lot of the site survey already has this information on it, and we'll make the necessary changes to the site plan.
And with regard to the lot combination, that application is already complete. We are only waiting for the revised legal descriptions from our engineer. That'll be submitted in the next couple of days.
Okay, that's nice. One other, just maybe, just for my curiosity, I hate to see a lot of green land. I mean, it's good use of land, but still, I see you have a building. Is there, I've seen other places where they put solar panels on the buildings themselves. Have you, is the building strong enough to do, and you maybe use some of that land for maybe a park area or where your students or whatever go there can use to study or whatever?
There was originally a plan to do just that. There are mechanical issues with putting it on the roof of the building. This is the only place on the site, as I understand it.
Oh,
that
okay.
where
I
the
know they
solar
could be
panels-
heavy, but I just thought I'd
It's-
seen other places where they have put solar panels on the roofs of their buildings. I just thought maybe a good alternative to, because since green space can be sometimes
Yeah.
hard to come by.
Unfortunately, in this particular case, that's not an option.
Okay, thank you. I yield the floor.
Anyone else like to speak on this item? Good evening, sir. Only question I had and problem that I had was the drawing that I received didn't show a lot of detail. And, you know, I know architects try to cut back sometimes on what they want to show. The concept of the arrays, I approve that, but there wasn't enough information on the drawing itself to make a really technical and good decision. But I understand what you're doing, and when I spoke to the planning department, they said that you had a survey drawing that you did, which had a little more information on it. Plus, it's in their recommendation to upgrade that anyway.
And that site survey was included as part of our submission.
Okay. And now, this is a training school, so will you be training students to work on these?
Yeah, that's part of the benefit of putting this solar array in this location is where better to put it.
Okay.
It will be used as a training ground for incoming journeymen and to learn proper installation of solar arrays.
One thing I noticed about the solar panels, which I didn't realize, was a lot of times when you're driving out 94, you see them out that way. And I noticed at certain times of the day, they change directions. I thought once they were in that position, they stayed in that position, but they don't. There's a way you can control them to where they can gather more sun. Is that correct?
This design does not have that. This is a fixed mounted solar array system. There are some out there in the market that do that. The impact as far as return is minimal in that. You get a fair amount with just southern facing solar arrays.
All right.
This is a fixed ground mounted system.
All right. Very good, sir. Thank you. That was the motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Duzé. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Duzek?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Bonecki?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project, gentlemen, and thanks for your patience.
But can we get a traffic study on this? I'm sorry, I couldn't help.
Don't push it.
Item number 7, correspondence, seeing none. Item number 8, old business, seeing none. Item number 9, bond releases, seeing none. Item number 10.
Discussion regarding a resolution for a reasonable moratorium of up to 8 months to halt the development of new gasoline stations and car wash facilities due to the relative increase of such facilities in the city of Warren. New zoning regulations may be needed to address this issue.
Okay, Mr. Worth, did you want to speak on this?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Of course, this is a communication from myself to the commission, and this is after watching what's happened in about the last 2 or 3 years regarding gasoline stations, and we're also talking about new car washes. Anyway, I'll read the communication so that everyone can hear it. The planning staff has observed the increase of these facilities and feels that the right balance of the uses is not being obtained in the city of Warren. It is clear that the planning staff desires to add another layer of review that would require special land use procedure, additional design and locational criteria, and potential of requiring a specific traffic study that weighs the proposed addition of traffic and traffic movements from the facilities, and updating the parking criteria for both types of uses prior to the final approval or denial from the Warren City Council. The time period requested would allow the Warren Planning Department, Attorney's Office, and other concerned departments or persons a reasonable amount of time to review, suggest, and design amendments to the zoning ordinance that would slow the requests for such facilities and measure their need in the city. And so if you have any questions, please contact me, but this is our request at this time.
I need a motion to vote on the proposal for a reasonable resolution for a moratorium for 8 months on car washes, gas stations, et cetera. So we need a motion to vote on it to accept this resolution.
I vote to accept.
Yep, I support it.
Do that. Ansar?
Yes.
Me and
Okay,
then-
there's a motion by Commissioner Morey, supported by Commissioner Ansar. Roll call.
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Go ahead.
we're covering the car washes and gasoline stations. Should we put used car lots on there also?
Absolutely not. And I say absolutely not because that, if you look at the requirements for used car lots, they're some of the strictest requirements in southeast Michigan.
So we've got that covered?
It's covered.
Car wash, fair enough, thank you.
I do have a question. Can I?
Okay, and then the attorney has something to say also.
Okay, sure.
Mr. Chair, I
Go-
just want
go
to
ahead.
make the commission clear, this is a recommendation to City Council. City Council has the authority, sole authority to vote and ultimate say. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to thank Mr. Worth, because I've been probably last couple of the meeting I've been telling you to suggest something to stop this thing. So thank you for taking the initiative and recommending to the city council for this thing. And also I have a request. Is there any way can you add also public storage with these two, car wash and gas station? Is there any way can we add public storage? So
Public what?
public storage.
Public storage?
Yeah.
Or just regular storage?
Yeah.
We get a lot of requests for that, but it's a common thing. The only thing about storage is maybe there are some things that we could refine on that, but to put it in with this, these are two somewhat related uses, and I don't see why to put it on at this time. Let's wait a little bit. I don't want to confuse the issue. That's really what I want to get here. I want to keep focus on this, on these two uses, and see what we can come up with. The open storage issue, everyone, we're an industrial type, if you haven't noticed, area here. Lots of industry, lots of places where people want open storage, and there should be some new definition, but we're in the process of revising our zoning ordinance in a whole, as a whole, I should say, and we can address that perhaps during this time period with that.
Okay.
Certain issues there. So we can have further discussions, though. I mean, if you have particular ideas of your own about how to regulate these storage areas and all that on the site, then let us know.
Sure. I will email you guys.
Please do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And also I think one of our council member is here. thank you for coming here. And I'm requesting take this thing seriously. As a council, basically will decide what they wanna do. But I'm requesting council to take this issue seriously. I'm seeing it all over social media, everywhere. Residents of the city, constituents of the city, they are very unhappy. They are complaining about this gas station, and also I personally think that gas station is too much. We must have to come up with a strong, somewhere that we can do good for the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Morey, supported by Commissioner Ansar, to send the recommendation to City Council for the moratorium for the 8th-month development of halt of new gas stations and car washes. Roll call.
Maury votes yes. Commissioner Ansar?
Yes.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes?
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Benecki?
I'm going to vote no, and my reason is because I think it's a little bit of a slippery slope. I don't think the traffic study was done on this particular case today, and it was needed more, somebody else called. I kind of think for our free enterprises, we really shouldn't be dictating who can and bring what to our city. I mean, it's not like an X-rated club or that. It's an actual fuel station, which we are the Motor City, and we have the cars. I just kind of think if the reason is just because we don't want it, I don't think that's a good enough reason. And I think if the traffic study shows that it's really not a problem, I don't think we should be denying them. Thank you.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes, to send it to the recommendation to City Council. So the recommendation will be sent to City Council. Citizen participation. Anyone like to come up and speak? You'll have 3 minutes to state your name and address. You'll have 3 minutes to speak.
This was pretty much a mess tonight, wasn't it? I'm not sure. I did go out and ask them if a traffic study also includes information from the police and fire department about any accidents at a certain intersection, and suggested that might be good information to have and come back with to show that they're concerned about the safety. I mean, I don't want a gas station there, but it's probably going to happen. But it sounds like safety is an issue. I've lived here 40 years. It's actually 41 years. And the way that things are happening is we're really divided by Mound Road. So really, the people that live to the east of Mound Road, I think, for me, I go into Madison Heights or Troy to do what I need to do. I don't cross Mound Road. And everything that we're doing is making Mound Road just a freeway. And if Van Dyke ends up being slowed down and dividers and things, the traffic's all going to be on Mound. And it's a very uncomfortable, it takes away the neighborhood feeling. So I don't know what else to say, but I think I heard the attorney say that before the vote, that's when you only, if it's to hold or postpone, for or against postponing it. And that didn't happen before you voted, it happened after you voted. And it's almost like, I'm not sure that's the way Robert's rules works. So I know you guys probably didn't like how things went tonight either, but it was a little bit embarrassing. And I don't know, there are probably no good solutions to these kind of problems. But when I went out to talk to them, there's a lot of angry people. So I kind of like, if someone could have just said, this is what we want. We want another traffic study, or we want information. We want to know what GM's problem is. They might have a concern. What is it really? What is it really? And does GM really matter? but they pay a lot of taxes here, right? I mean, we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention to the neighbors, to the business. So, and I don't know, I have never been on that part of Chicago 13 Mile where I haven't been backed up at a light, probably almost to Mr. Waltonen's business. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak on this?
Yes, hi, David Metzler again. I just wanted to state that I agree with Ms. Harris regarding Robert's Rules of Order. I think that there needs to be more of a format there and a following of procedure, you know, that everyone can follow, because it was just very difficult, you know, seeing the chatter afterwards. And I understand that everyone needed to get on board with what the date was, but at the same time, again, I want to reiterate what I said earlier in that this board still has the chance to use its agency. You know, using your agency is very important as a planning commission. You know, you guys set the tone for everything that happens in the city, and I think that you need to be very cognizant of that, you know, one way or the other. And you don't have to approve everything that comes to you. You know, it's about planning and working with Mr. Worth and, you know, coming up with your own ideas too about what the vision could be, you know. Like, it's kind of cheesy. I know a lot of people have vision boards and whatever else for the new year, but at least have some better ideas with how we want the city of Warren to look. And I know that you guys aren't the be-all, end-all. I understand that, you know, votes have to be given by city council to dictate procedure and, you know, the final resolution, but at the same time, there's got to be a better guidance and more communication with the residents. So however that looks, I don't know if that means, you know, community open house or something like that. I know that you guys tried to work with the Zoning Board of Appeals and have a date to meet with them. I don't know if that was ever done. I hope it was. But we really need to work together as a city to create a good vision for the residents that are here, rather than kowtowing to every business that comes to us as commissions and comes to the city for approval. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on? Seeing none. Item number 12, 12A, Planning Director's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, this report really starts at on the 15th of December. A lot of that time I was on vacation, along with most of the staff. But so now we come to the last meeting that I attended. It was at Roos Elementary School, and that school is located north of 10 Mile and quite a bit east of Ryan. Anyway, it's an older elementary school. It's in Centerline Schools District, and they've closed it. And they had a meeting with some developers who want to turn it into a senior citizen living housing area. Very interesting, and we think that it's a wonderful idea, as opposed to other types of uses that have a tendency that to move into facilities like that. Centerline wanted to go with some people who do this type of work, as opposed to another type of educational group or who knows what. So I attended that on the 17th of December. Now we move forward here. These are just things that are of somewhat informational. On the 6th, excuse me, I had a meeting with some people who came through for a rezoning on Frazo, south side of Frazo, east of Shaner. All right, and that's next to a trucking outfit. They came through, requested a rezoning, and it was recommended denial, and ultimately denied by the city council. They're back, and now they want to do a conditional rezone. There was some discussion about the conditions, that type of thing, and they're serious about this, and they're going to be coming forward sometime this year. Next, there's a plumbing outfit called Bison Plumbing. They happen to own a property that's on the east side of Ryan Road, just north of 11 Mile, or the service drive, if you will, on the east side. So that's, I think it used to be a greenhouses back there. It's a large property, but they own it, and they're looking to perhaps do a use variance so that they can operate it as a C3 zone, wholesale and intensive business type of thing. We'll see what happens with that, with a use variance, or they may end up with an attempt for rezoning. Not sure, but just wanted to let you know, we did meet with them. I attended a meeting with Macomb County Engineering and others, actually in Oakland County. They were involved with this. They want to revitalize DeQuinta Road, and that would be from 14 Mile to 11. Resurfacing, fixing the curbing, anything you can think of to fix. One of the major things that we kind of think is abuse, and it matches up with our active mobility plan that we've gone through, is the sidewalk along the east side of the street, all right, from 14 Mile to 11. They want to widen it from 4 or 5 feet to 10 feet. 10 feet in width, and multi-use for walkers, runners, bicyclists, and other types of active mobility up and down that whole entire stretch. So we were quite excited about that. And finally, had in this time period a couple discussions, meetings with a gentleman named John Wright, and Michelle has met with them several times, maybe the words many at this point in time. And we're talking about an overlay district, residential, there would be south of 10 Mile area, Van Dyke, in that area where the residential needs a change. And the change would be multi-dwellings, up to 4 units, so 2 or 3 or 4, depending upon the property. The district would be a complete revision, softening the requirements that are currently there. So you'd end up with an overlay district, if it's that pertaining to that type of use, but the underlying district would remain for other uses, needless to say. So you'll hear quite a bit, I think, about this, and it's coming up. There might even be a little bit of discussion at the meeting that you're going to have with the Zoning Board of Appeals. So with that, those were a few things that came across the desk in the last 2 weeks. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Worth. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Worth?
Chair?
Yes.
You did mention the meeting with the ZBA quick just now. Okay, has an official date, time, and place has been set? I got it, possibly a date, but not a time and place.
I think we've mentioned to the Planning Commission it's on the 22nd.
Right.
And it's at the community center.
Here? in this room?
Yes, yeah, not.
At what time?
No, and we'll give you that information. It's a little up in the air in what room, but, that's lies with the, city council on their decision. So we'll get you that information very soon.
I yield the floor.
Any other questions for Mr. Worth? Commissioner Duzey?
Excuse me, Director, you said 10 and Van Dyke? Isn't 10 and Van Dyke center line?
I was using that as a location. Okay?
Okay.
So, all right, maybe a better location is Stevens and Van Dyke, south
Okay,
from
yeah.
there to 8 Mile, and either direction from Van Dyke, maybe a half mile or more.
Okay.
I'm being real general here, so it. we have
Well,
to-
I'm thinking 10 and Van Dyke is center
No,
line.
I didn't, I just used it as a location. I'm
Fair
sorry.
enough.
I apologize.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
All
Chair.
right.
Any other questions for Mr. Worth? Item number 12B, regarding the appointment of a new Commission Assistant Secretary. Do you have anybody that's volunteering for that?
Who, me, or who you putting?
Duze.
We need to fill
Is there
that.
we can recommend or nominate?
You can nominate, yes.
Yeah, I want to nominate Duze for the Assistant Secretary. Please take it. We need you here.
As Assistant Secretary.
At this moment, yes. If she is not here, then you will take the responsibility.
Okay, any other nominations? So are we okay with Commissioner Duze as Assistant Secretary? Take a vote. Take a vote.
Mr. Chair, I
Well,
support it.
Do we need motion or just go down the road?
Well, I don't know if we need a motion. Do we need a motion?
No, you appoint.
Okay, okay, I appointed him.
There you go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Planning Commission discussion and concerns, item 12C. Any questions, anything? I brought it up to the director this morning about they're gonna work on getting a certificate for Commissioner Chowdhury, because we always do that when a person leaves the commission, and they're working on that, so, okay. Item number 13, calendar pending matters, seeing none. Item number 14, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
That's a motion by Commissioner Duze, supported by
Support Commissioner Benecki.
Commissioner Benecki. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Have a good evening, everyone.
Thought you were gonna take it. Okay, have fun with it, huh? I know. Actually, I was ready to take it if you weren't.
Andre.
Hey, Ron, I
Andre.
need to speak to you a minute.